This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Mega is an improvised satire from the staff of a fictional megachurch.
We are here, Lord, we are here, and we're ready to podcast.
Hiya, I'm Hallie Labont, and this is Mega, coming to you from Twin Hills Community Church, where every week we're giving our mega church a tiny family feel, introducing you to members of our church staff and people from our community, and I find it to be a treat, and I find it to be a treasure. And per usual, I'm joined by my co-host. He's the youth pastor for our high school ministry called Climax. Please welcome Gray Haas.
Make a joyful noise, because Christ and God are my boys. Hallie, how are you?
Awesome. They're my boys too. And what good boys they are. And well, just like Jesus takes the back seat to no one, our guest today is a backup. Well, I guess he does take a well, let's see. Backup vocalist Parker R. Park. Welcome to the program, Parker. How you doing today?
Hi, guys. Thank you so much for finally having me. I've been wanting to get on this program.
Yes.
Well, you are not, I would say, center stage much, are you?
No, I suppose I'm not. I'm actually by design in the back.
Yes.
Behind
Yes.
the main vocalists, as you guys know.
And how many of you are there back there these days?
Well, I was the last member to join this season, so that brings us up to 18.
Okay.
Awesome. Now, I notice backup singers, I think, are very important. And a lot of people think, well, there were backup vocalists more often in the 80s and in the 90s, you know, when Rihanna would be on tour, or, you know, the type of singers like Celine Dion or Taylor Dayne. These singers had big backup vocalists, and, you know, like Lionel Richie, I know, had some backup vocalists, and
Bonnie Raitt.
Bonnie Raitt had some backup vocals.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
nowadays you see these like people doing the Super Bowl, and all they do is have people dancing. Nobody's backing them up singing. So I'm glad that you're keeping the art form alive.
Well, thank you so much. You know, like any backup vocalist, of course, I dream of being center stage. And
you do?
Okay.
one day, of course. I mean, I look at the praise band leaders, the lead vocalist, female and male, and every Sunday I'm like, gosh, I wish to just be up there belting a solo.
Yes.
But you know, you gotta work your way up.
Well, I know
And
you're
you got a lot of people to work your way through, I guess. I mean, it's, you know, being the 18th backup. Yeah, that's right.
And I know you're working those vocal cords, because I hear you down in the practice rooms doing Adele. Is that you always belting out Adele?
Never mind the fire. You know, they say they categorize me as an alto, which is offensive because,
really?
you know, I prefer to think of myself as a low tenor.
Oh,
Okay.
But, you know, there's a lot of tenors in the backup, and they needed an alto, so that's what I am. So, you know, like I'm down there. I'm belting Adele. I'm all the ballad dresses.
yes.
I love a sappy love song. What can I say?
And I think it's so interesting that when you're warming up, you're singing things like that. But really, once you're a backup singer, and correct me if I'm wrong, you're saying things like, you know, oh, 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 or la, sha, la, la, or ah. You know, these aren't really, you're never really singing a lot of the words, or you'll just sing like Jesus or something but most of what you're singing isn't lyrical, is it?
That's interesting. Yeah, I suppose you're right. You know, I'm not saying a lot back there. I'm supporting, you know, once in a while I'll throw in a riff, a hallelujah, but that's really all I'm able to do because they're very strict about who gets to sing words and who gets to sing sounds.
You know, I have seen the lyrics pop up on your teleprompters and everything or on the iPads. And a lot of times, you know, the other week I think I read Sho volo to zovolo wo ha ha wah wah wee whoa. And that just seemed like, wow, that, you know, doesn't say a lot to me. But when you're singing it against someone who is singing an amazing,
Sounds amazing.
you know, praise song, then it does do something, I think.
Yeah, sometimes they call us accent vocalists because we're just out here throwing in vowels. And by the way, those vowels and all the sounds you said, those are scripted. We can't really improvise. So if you're shalala lolo tovo wo woo, and I'm like, one day I want to be in the back and give it a little riff and be like woo, and I did get called out for that.
Really.
I did get called out for that. They don't like a riff.
In a way, it's like being in the army. You just have to march along. And if someone says, go in there and, you know, be the first to die or whatever, you're in a way, you all are kind of like the infantry of a song.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we are. We're the first ones out there on stage, and then of course the lead vocalists come on after us to thunderous applause, and you know that's our lot in life.
That's
if you
right.
will.
I mean, does it feel like, you know, always a bridesmaid, never a bride?
You know, I think bridesmaids have more to do, to be honest, than what we have. So you know, maybe always the usher and never the groom. You know, like.
Yeah.
And here's what I went to LaGuardia, the Performing Arts High School.
Oh, it's a great
At the airport.
Yes.
Oh, the airport has a branch. That's cool. It's a beautiful airport.
Yeah, it's named after the same person. So the airport, you know, they redid LGA and they have a little room. It's next to the service room where you can do your little prayers.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
the
so nice
chapel.
now. Oh, LaGuardia is nice now.
And then the pet relief area. It's right between the pet relief and the prayer room. So
Cool.
So could you have to take the shuttle there or the train? I mean, how do you actually get to school when you go to school in an airport and you have to cross TSA every single time?
every single time. And
Really?
you know, that's before we had pre-check. So, you know, we're taking off our shoes, we're checking our bags, we're taking our laptops out.
Well, and this is what you don't realize, Hallie, is that 9/11 affected everybody. And, you know, we're not even talking about just travelers. We're talking about kids trying to go to music school.
Yeah.
And I don't really remember 9/11 because I'm too young, but that is interesting that you would have to cross TSA every time you want to go to a music school.
What a drag.
And, you know, and sometimes they say if you don't feel like going through the X-ray spectrometer thing, you can opt out. And you know what? You can't. You can't. Okay? Not if you're a backup vocalist. You can't.
Yeah.
No. And here's what, all through school, I never got to be center stage.
Wow. So were you studying backup vocals specifically?
I sure was. I got a degree in backup vocals and I minored in dance.
Okay.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
And was that backup dance or?
That was full frontal dance. Right in the front, center stage. Have you ever seen Step Up or Step Up to the Streets?
No, I'm not familiar.
A similar school vibe.
Okay.
Check it out. It's great, especially on Blu-ray DVD because they have a lot of bloopers. You don't have bloopers these days on streamers, huh?
I love bloopers.
I do love bloopers.
I love bloopers.
Because it's really important because I don't find comedy very funny, but I do find when people make mistakes funny.
Hilarious.
And look, you know, kind of dumb in front of other people.
A triple
I think
fall,
that's funny. Yes.
A kick to the groin.
Yes.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, a mess up of a line. I'm like, come on, guys.
Yes.
Did you not practice that?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I'm so sorry that, you know, you suffered such a horrible accident that kept you from ever being the full frontal dancer that you always longed to be. I know when you snapped both your Achilles simultaneously in Music Man, I mean, that was, you know what, you just got to believe that it's God's plan for you. He wanted you on backup vocals.
I guess so. I should have listened. They said this play does not have a tap number. And I said, you know what? I'm going to give it a go. And next thing I know, snap, snap.
If you love comedy and if you love improv like me, then I want to talk to you about a podcast called Comedy Bang Bang. In every episode of Comedy Bang Bang, host Scott Aukerman interviews a famous guest like Andy Samberg, Karen Gillan, or John Hamm, and then they're all joined by a few ridiculous characters played by the best improvisers around. People like Paul F. Tompkins, Drew Tarver, Lisa Gilroy, Ben Schwartz, and many, many more. I've done it. Greg has done it. He does a folk singer on there that's fun and recurring and very ridiculous. It's funny. It's silly. It's delightful. It's filled with so many sweeties. And it's easy to jump into if you're a first-time listener. You can jump in anywhere. It's not like you have to start from the beginning. And it's always going to make you laugh. Check out new episodes of Comedy Bang Bang every Monday and classic episodes every Thursday, wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Well, was it ever an issue with, say, your parents? I'm sure going to music school at the airport was probably challenging, but when you were saying, I'm going to major in backup vocals, I mean, I think as a parent, I would be going, maybe major in full frontal vocals.
Well, here's the thing. You have to audition into that. You have to audition into full frontal vocals. And, I just couldn't make it. I couldn't cut it. And it has been a dream of mine to be a praise band leader. I don't play a guitar.
Okay.
So as you guys know, that's hard for a male vocalist to be up front and center.
Yeah.
Son's instrument. That's just not what we do.
Well, you kind of hope with AI, maybe, in the next few years, you won't even need to play an instrument because you can just, this is what I keep thinking with AI is, I would love to have some kind of chip in my brain where I can just download whatever I need to learn rather than practicing. Because as we all know, the worst part of learning anything is the practicing part, especially if you just want the reward of knowing something and you don't want to have to do all that annoying practicing to do it. Because I just find practicing to be so boring.
Oh, I hate it. It's the worst. And you're practicing alone. It's very solitary. What you just mentioned, it reminds me of The Matrix where he could just download a skill and all of a sudden he knows karate. And I'm like, I would love to just download an ability to like plink an instrument or, a finger a guitar.
You'll be able to. Oh, you'll be able to. It'll be as easy as like Dance Revolution, makes you be able to dance. Well, you're going to be able to download a lead guitar into your brain. I mean, it'll happen.
Well, speaking of fingering a guitar, are you married?
I'm single by choice.
Oh.
Yeah.
And what was the choice?
I tried a lot. And then I much like my journey into lead vocals, I did try and I failed. So I decided, I'm going to be a backup vocalist in my own romantic life where I just support other couples and love. I just support other people in love,
Oh, that's nice. So you have a lot of couple friends, I guess.
Oh, I'm the third wheel to every single couple I know at church. I mean, truly, if they want to go on a boba date, they want to go karaoke, I'm there. I'm driving.
I see you out a lot with a lot of couples. I've seen you at Dave and Buster's with Bo and Sue.
Oh, they're the best.
They're awesome, aren't they?
They're fun.
I've seen you at Don Protini's, hanging out with the Stickoviches. I've seen you at the Macaroni Grill. Almost every time I go to the Macaroni Grill, you're there, which I love, and because it's my favorite too.
I love how they give you crayons so you could draw on the table. That's my favorite thing.
It's the best. It's the
write
best.
Little messages to each other. It's great.
Well, it's cool that you can bless all these awesome married couples with your presence. And, I'm sure it brings a freshness to their bond, to be able to have somebody else in there, back there, around there, just keeping things exciting. Because, after you've been married a while, it's all pretty predictable,
Of course. You just want a platonic friend to just follow you around and drive you to your dates and also be in the background of your selfie photos. Like every couple is looking for just a chaperone of sorts, a co-adult chaperone.
Well, I think that probably is fun too when something romantic is happening and you get to be there going, wah wah woo woo or whatever.
Sha-la-la-la-lu. Yes.
That's nice, I bet.
Just a little flavor behind. And they're like, oh, okay. They're at the end of their date. Should they go for a kiss? They don't know. They're like, oh, should we? And I'm like, la sha la 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 la. Kiss the girl. I'm giving them little invitations, via song. It's the only time I get to be the lead vocal is when I'm out with other couples.
Oh, I
keep
gotta
hearing
invite
this
you
term.
into my marriage.
Oh, I keep hearing this term, a throuple. Is that what you are? I mean, you're essentially, does that mean three people?
Oh, no.
Nope. It's definitely two, and I'm the extra. I'm the spare.
Okay.
I just keep hearing that, and I don't know what it means.
A throuple, I believe, is when three people have equal romantic interest in each other and no one is left out. And I guarantee you, in all my situations, I am being left out.
Okay.
When I'm at Macaroni Grill, I'm not eating with them.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
No. It's their date. I'm just on the side, and I'm adding color.
You're backing them up. You're the consummate backup guy, Parker. But I'll tell you what, that throuple stuff, impossible. Absolutely impossible. You can't have one eyeball reading down one side of, your book page and the other eyeball reading the other page. Guess what? You can only look at one thing at a time. So if I'm looking at my husband, Lance Labont, the other person in the throuple wouldn't be getting it's impossible.
It's crazy. I don't know. I don't understand how these people do it. It's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Eve and Steve.
Right.
Exactly.
I know. I just still don't really get it. I don't understand.
No.
I just keep hearing that term and I don't really get it.
Yeah. There wouldn't be enough holes.
What?
If I can give you a word basket of encouragement, Parker.
Please.
I think the Bible has never once mentioned a frontman singer. But you know what the Bible has mentioned? A chorus of angels, a heavenly choir. You're getting ready to be in a heavenly choir, buddy boy.
Boy, I love that you said that, but I do wish when I finally pass through this mortal coil and arrive in heaven, that even in heaven, Jesus would let me sing up front.
Yeah.
That's my dream.
You'll be full frontal in heaven. I know it, Parker.
You think so? I'll be full frontal in heaven, huh? In front of Jesus and God and the Holy Spirit.
Yes, if that's what heaven is to you.
That's what heaven is to me. Yes, to take the lead vocal, verse, chorus, bridge, chorus. Let me do it. Jesus, let me take the wheel.
Yes.
Wow. I mean, I did notice that we had a bunch of backup singers around over the last few weeks for the backup singer conference or whatever was going on, Backup Con. And they showed that movie 200 Feet from Stardom, all just about the famous church backup singers that, while like yourself, they are singing on some of the biggest stages in the world. They are not center stage. And some of them I would even say are, 1,000 feet from stardom, depending on the size of the church. I know that has to feel a bit lonely and maybe like God isn't seeing you in the same way. But after, hearing from you, I would probably tend to agree with you. Maybe God isn't seeing you in the same way, and it's okay to be a bit forgotten or left behind, as it were, while you're just showing those people in the main arena really do their thing.
You're right, because when I think about the rapture, as I do almost every day.
Yes, sure. Why not?
There are the ones that are being sucked up into the sky, whether you're in school or in the middle of traffic or whatever. We've all seen the drawings.
Oh, yeah.
And some of us are left behind to live out the rest of our lives and prepare for the second coming of Jesus Christ. So maybe you're right. Maybe I can find a little solace in the fact that I am one of the ones that are going to be left behind to witness the second coming.
That's right. Or maybe you're just going to, you're going to be sort of second wave. They'll probably take the lead singers first. And just like in that movie, you're witness to that. And then maybe the backup singers get sucked up. And then there's probably some people even behind the backup singers that are going to go, hey, what about me? 2,000 feet from stardom or whatever, that are going, oh, but, did they, I was a first alternate or whatever. And then they get sucked up. So it sounds like a lot of people are going to get sucked up. Just maybe the timing isn't all at the same time.
That does make me feel a little better. I just hope that I get sucked up before the projectionist. You don't want there to be a hierarchy in a mega church, but I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There just is. There just is. And I know my place. I'm a backup vocalist, but I am not the tech. I am not an usher.
Yeah, you're
still
on stage.
I'm on stage.
Yes.
Gosh darn it. Yes, I might not be in the center in front, but I'm elevated.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
And sometimes you're even elevated. When you're on the rises, you're even above the lead singer. So you
The
might
lead singers.
but you're pretty far back. So a lot of times we're just putting you up there so the cameras can catch you all.
That is true. And there's 18 of us, so you really have to do a staggering. But I will say, when I'm on the risers, the higher on the riser, the higher to God.
Yes.
And it's just frustrating. You spend your whole life training, auditioning, failure, rejection, and finally get into the praise band. I have been auditioning for the praise band for 6 years, and
Oh, wow.
they finally.
Congratulations. Yes.
Thank you. And as you know, the praise band is front and center of every service.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
And I'm finally up there, and
Yep.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be part, but I would be lying if I didn't have feelings of envy and jealousy.
Well, what is the vibe like back there? I've always wondered between the backup singers.
It is very contentious,
Really? I'm sorry.
I'm sure. Yeah. Yeah.
especially between the altos, because if you know anything about the way a choir is placed, the altos do the least amount of interesting vocal work. We're holding down a lot of, lower notes, and our harmonies aren't as, we're not taking the upper harmony. We're usually taking the lower harmony. But and as you know, sometimes you can't even hear the lower harmonies through the main vocals. We're just there as a feel. You're fattening the sound out. And again, I'm a lower tenor by trade, but there's 18 of us out back there, so they threw me in the alto section, and it gets nasty back there. People start gossiping and talking about each other's business, and it's like a Real Housewives situation back there. It's,
I'm sorry.
Grieves the heart of God. But I'll tell you what, Parker, when you're up there on those risers, guess what? If the second wave rapture happens, you're going to be up higher shooting through the stratosphere and get to the pearly gates quicker than all those other backup singers, okay?
You're right. I'll be on the HOV lane of the rapture, I suppose.
Have you ever wanted to make your own Super Bowl commercial? This year, Uber Eats is putting their commercial in your hands and letting you build your own version right in the Uber Eats app. It's kind of like building a burrito bowl. You pick your scenes like ingredients, pick the celebrities you want to see, and watch your commercial come to life. Plus, you can even unlock a deal. There are over 1,000 variations to make. Give it a try. Just open the Uber Eats app, tap the football icon, and make yours now. Promotions while supplies last.
This Friday, Crime 101 hits theaters.
What is it that you do?
I take high-value items and make them disappear.
So you're a thief.
One crime connects them all,
I'm getting close. I know it.
but only one will walk away.
I underestimated you.
Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, Barry Keoghan, and Halle Berry.
We're good at this.
Yeah.
Crime 101, directed by Bart Layton. Rated R, under 17 on admitted without parent. Special sneak previews Monday, everywhere Friday.
And I just want to remind you, and people listening will be surprised at this, because even at a church, you can have competition. You can have jealousy. You can have an inability to just say, hey, we're all equal, and think I'm better than this person. And what I want to remind people is, hey, we're human. And this is a place filled with flawed, sinful humans. But at the end of the day, I'm sure you all figure it out and put it in front of the cross.
I love what you just said about sinful humans. That just reminded me of how, while we're up there on those risers, we have a bird's eye view practically of the entire congregation.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And every Sunday, as you guys know, at the end of the service, the pastor does ask if anyone like to be saved.
Yeah.
Please raise your hand. Close your eyes and raise your hand.
Yeah.
And as you know, we're the praise band, so we have to keep our eyes open.
Sure.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
First rule
we
of
have
backup singing.
Yeah.
That's right. We have to be alert. So we're scanning the whole room, hundreds of congregants, and I'm noticing that there's not a lot of hands being raised.
Really? Now, do you think that's because they've already been saved?
Oh.
It is, in my opinion, that you can be saved every day,
Awesome.
and that we should be because of our original sin. We are constantly sinning.
We need to be washed in the blood.
Washed in the blood and sanctified every Sunday.
That's
now, there's a reason why we are born again, because we must die. Our sinful selves must die. And I just feel like the congregation is not being honest. And there's not enough hands being raised, and it's a little upsetting, because some of those hands, let me tell you, I'm looking out in the congregation. I know their stories. I know what they've been up to that week. I'm looking in my own eyes on my Instagram, looking through their stories. There's a lot of sinning happening in these stories.
Yeah. Well, and you've probably been on, the third party of a lot of dates with some of them.
Oh, let me tell you.
You get a front row seat. And you know what, Parker, you and I have talked about this before. I feel like non-believers, they always call Christians hypocrites, for, stumbling and falling or getting caught in sin. Well, you know what I always say is, guess what? These are human beings running a church, okay? We have lofty goals of, snatching people out of hell and getting them into heaven. I mean, salvation is, nothing short of the most important thing ever.
Amen.
Amen. But you know what? We are humans running this church and sitting in these seats, in these padded seats in the auditorium. And that is why, every single, white man who reaches middle age in the church usually steps out on their marriage for a while, does a little bit of a rumspringa to see how far they can push the boundary, or if they could maybe squeak out of the marriage. Usually not. Usually ends up in a redemption where they come up to the front and get prayed over, and everything's back to business as usual. But of course, there are going to be church leaders who, touch somebody where they don't want to be touched. They're human beings, right?
We are not God. We are human. And therefore, we are sinners. And people are just not being honest out there. And I'm watching you guys. I'm watching, and not you two. I mean, you two as well.
You.
You're out there, and I see your hands raised.
I'm in the pit sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I see your hands raised. So thank God, you know, you're being honest about how you spent your week. But it really grinds my gears watching some of these sinners not own up to their sins, and everyone's eyes closed. So. What's the problem? Raise your hand.
It's so true.
Well, I bet you
raising hands. Oh, go ahead, Hallie.
Go ahead. No, go.
I'm sorry. I'm just like really ticked off now, and I'm going on a rant.
Yeah. Wow.
Please
really
forgive.
Going off.
Yeah, your cheeks are red.
Yes, my nose is running. I'm up there every Sunday, and I'm watching these people not only not raise their hands, but when we are singing, and when the praise leader asks, reach your hands up to God.
Yep.
Lift your hands up. Why aren't we all lifted?
I know.
Why are only the most dutiful of us lifting our hands in worship and the others keeping their hands right down by their pockets?
Right.
What's happening out there?
I know.
It is scary. We've got to keep an eye on that. I mean, you're really going off right now, and I just want to make sure
I'm sorry. I want to apologize to your listeners because I'm not usually like this, but
I know. Well, it's an astute observation.
Yep.
I'm not sure if it's warranting. I mean, you're clearly very angry about it.
Well, it's in his face every weekend.
Right.
I feel like Jesus in the temple just about to flip some tables. I feel
Jesus got mad. Yep.
And there's a righteous rage.
That's right.
There is a righteous rage. And beyond, people not raising their hands to, obviously for to be saved and raising their hands, I'm sure there's really nothing else though that you're mad about. So that's good.
I mean, now that you say that, I do have one more thing I just want to address.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry I said it that way.
I just want to, sorry, I wasn't going to bring this up, but again, being up there on the risers, we have a bird's eye view of the congregation and we see what's happening when people are passing the offering plate.
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
Oh,
and I'm watching, okay? And I am recording in my brain who's giving what and how much.
Really? That's a lot of recording.
Yeah, you could probably count cards in Vegas.
They're not even giving me lyrics, so I have a lot of time up there. And I'm
true.
watching how people are passing the plate. And I'm going to say right now, I'm sorry to say this, but I'm not happy about it.
Yeah, clearly. You've just really gone off, I guess, is the way to think of it.
It's hard when you know someone is well-to-do and they're passing it on by.
Hello, you just bought a G-Wagon, sir.
Thank you.
And you're passing the plate?
It's not going unnoticed.
Trust me when I say, and I'm not going to name names, but that G-Wagon is black and it's 2026.
That's right. And it does belong to the Winstons. Oh, wait, we're not naming names.
Well, we just named it. And the Winstons know they are well-to-do. They are some of the wealthiest of our congregation. Just pass that plate.
Yeah.
And God does not. What did God say about wealthy people and camels?
Yeah, exactly.
Something.
Yep.
He said something about them being like camels or something like that. But he was not happy about that either. And I got to say, I am not thrilled at what I'm seeing during the offering.
Rage right there.
Well, I'm sorry, but to our listeners, but Parker just, I guess, had to really go off.
I'm Holly Laurent playing Hallie Levant, and that over there, that's Greg Hess playing Gray Haas. If you would like the Mega VIP treatment and listen ad-free, just go to mega.supercast.com. We would love it if you did. Become a member. Do it. It'll feel so good.
Speaking of Supercast, it's a great time to join. There's a free trial, and that is the best way to make sure that Mega keeps going. You'll get your 4 to 6 episodes per month ad-free, including a behind-the-scenes podcast that we make. And really, it is the way we keep going. So please consider a Supercast membership. A very special thanks to our founding members. That's Bobby and Betty, Nana and T-Pop, Adrian O, Kristen A, and Anonymous. You know who you are. See you next time.
How many discounts does USAA Auto Insurance offer? Too many to say here. Multi-vehicle discount, safe driver discount, new vehicle discount, storage discount, legacy.
How many
discount.
discounts will you stack up? Tap the banner or visit USAA.com/auto discounts. Restrictions apply.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return,
but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do?
My refund, though.
I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.